What's up guys, and welcome to another video. Today we're doing something different. We're checking out a workshop that builds some badass cars and motorbikes. Let's go check it out.
Hey Shane, welcome to Hustler Minibikes. This is my FC RX7. We're about to check out a couple of other sick rides in there in my new garage. This car was about 4 months ago from Tim Atkinson out in East Auckland. He'd had it for over 27 years. So this is this man's pride and joy, you know, when he was a teenager in Auckland. It had a real 2000s era look. Shane just mentioned it had some Momo Racer 17-inch rims on it when I got it. They weren't quite the look I was going for, so I thought I'd take a flip back to the 90s. This is a 1989 period correct wheel, BBS RS. I picked those up off Marketplace. Got my guys at HPC Coatings to paint the centres gold, and I got custom polished lips running 8.5-inch wide on the front and 10-inch wide on the rear. Quite aggressive offsets, so to get a bit of stretch on the tyres to get them in. The car already had rolled guards completely in the front and quite a nice little roll in the back, so we're able to fit quite aggressive fitment on there. I didn't feel bad about kind of working with this car in that respect because it was already quite hacked up, so to speak. It's got quite a rare Japanese front bumper kit on it, quite a low lip. I quite love that about it. Like, it kind of sets this car apart from all the others that I see, which quite often have a stock front bumper. It's also got a unique side skirt set, and interestingly enough, the guys actually faired it into the bodywork before they painted it in this Ferrari Rosso Corsa red. It's mostly stock. I recently just got a vinyl cutter and cut my own little graphic on there with some gold vinyl that I had. Thought the gold was kind of cool because it matched the wheels. The turbo on this is actually modified. It's a hybrid unit, T4 compressor wheel on the stock exhaust turbine, bigger injectors and a fuel cut defender. So real simple old school mods. Goes pretty well. Probably makes around 300 horsepower, I reckon, going by how it goes.
What I love about this car is it's got a real period correct vibe to it. Like all the little touches that you've done, all the modifications under the engine bay, that's what you do in the 80s and 90s. We didn't have a lot of parts. Front mount intercools and things like that just weren't accessible. So you modified what you had. You modified the factory turbo to make a few more pounds of boost. And this is what we did, man. This is a great example of how cars were modified in the 80s and 90s. Now we're taking the FC for a drive. Man, this thing sounds so crisp at idle. I love sitting in here, man. The interior just takes me back, man. These are such cool cars, man. I love how period correct this one is. And the FC's a nice place to be. It's still super comfy, makes all the right noises, man. The interior, I could stare at this dashboard all day, man. Like, the period correctness of it is just so good. Man, how good does this FC sound? It makes all the right noises, man. I love it when I heard it rip up the road. So good.
I actually modified the seat so it can go back far enough for me.
You did, yeah.
Because, yeah, the American ones are nicely set back, but these Japanese ones aren't.
Alright, let's take this car for a ride.
Yeah, that brass button clutch engage.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, it's so mechanical feeling, eh? It's so good. There's something about it, eh, when you're driving a 19 seeing those popped headlights. I remember when they popped headlights first came out, it was revolutionary. Like, it was the most modern thing you've ever seen, and they've just aged so well on the FC RX7. Gauge too, that's such a throwback. It was literally the only gauge you could get back in the day. Everyone was rocking an autometer boost gauge.
It had an autometer monster tank as well when I got it.
That's one thing I never had but always wanted, was one of those big monster tanks.
Hey, I've still got it if you want to buy it. It obstructed your view, and you actually couldn't see the headlights because it was so big. It was killing the vibe.
Definitely. I always thought they were so cool. They just didn't fit anywhere, really.
Yeah. I found that the stock tacho was actually way easier to see because it was right in the centre.
Yeah, that's...
You know,
There's something about the original clusters in these cars too. You know, the factory boost gauges and the colour scheme to them. There's just something about them that was just spot on from factory.
stuck behind your granny in a Toyota Corolla here.
She's out cruising, doing her shopping.
Yeah. Living the Gulf Harbour dream.
Not living the 80s life like we are today. Oh, hear the blow-off valve, so good.
Some nice little exhaust fires there through the gears as well.
Exactly. That's the thing we love about rotaries. Rotaries just make the best noises. Even stock ones, once you kind of get them warm, mate, they make cool noises.
Oh yeah.
I think I could get sick of staring at the headlights being up like that. It's just something I've never experienced before.
Yeah. Yeah, something about it just makes you feel like you're in Initial D or something, eh? You know?
Definitely.
You just want to be up in the mountains, fucking hitting the corners. Those pop-up headlights almost guide the car, you know, like you can see the corners of the car so well. When you're throwing it around, they almost help you.
That's a very good point. FC RX7s really have been a staple of New Zealand car culture. We've been modifying them since the 80s. As soon as we got them, they've been a fan favourite. Kiwis love rotaries. We've had our own style. We build them differently to anywhere else in the world. And they're just so good. To this day, we're driving past people and they're looking at us because they know that this is a special car we're driving. This is a cool car.
First thing we did was lower it, and then I put the 20-inch wheels on, 20 by 10s on the front, 20 by 11 on the rear. And we've got the almost stock tyre size, 255 on the front, 275 35 profile rear, so slightly taller like the HSVs have. There's been no guard rolling done. I specifically didn't want to roll the guards on this car because it is quite a special model, being the red line. You know, if it was an older ute maybe, but this thing's still got a lot of value in its originality. Obviously got the full Brembos all round, the nice red calipers out of the factory. After I did the graphics on this, which were designed by AWS Graphics, painted the wheels gloss white, that's a powder coat, and obviously little anodized red raised style caps. It's quite a funny JDM look on an Australian muscle car, and that kind of like rustles a few feathers, but I don't know, I kind of dig it. Like, different style. I think Commodores are pretty done to death, and it's kind of cool to have something different. This is the heart of the beast, LS3 V8. That's what dreams are made of if you're a V8 nut. Me personally, I come from the old school American sector, so I'm pretty familiar with this type of engine. Obviously, hey, not much to write home about under here, big black plastic covers and shit. But up on here I've got the OTR intake which I fitted, and I've had this remapped for 98 octane gas. So on the dyno we make about 360 kilowatt at a crank, 283 at the rear wheels, and pretty decent bump in torque. We gained 100 newton meters of torque, so it was around 670 newton meters of torque at the rear wheels.
And that torque is just instant. Any gear you're in, you just plant your foot and it's good to go, man. This car makes great power. What a cool daily driver.
Rear mufflers, so it's just got stainless J-pipes on there. Extra crackly. This thing makes some pretty serious cracks and bangs. They're already rowdy out of the factory, but this thing's just up the decibels. So this is going to be a bit different to the FC.
Definitely. Haven't driven one of these before, but after that drive, that passenger ride then, what a cool car. This has to be like, well, the clutch is very different to what I was expecting.
Yeah. Really nice feel on them there.
Really nice feel. That torque is just instant.
Yeah.
Like you said before, you just put it in any gear and just purr up a hill, and it's just got the torque to get you there. Far out. It's definitely got that modern car feel. Like it rides really nicely. The steering's got nice input as well. That noise, I don't think I'd ever get tired of that noise. There was a time a very long time ago where I daily drove a 1UZ V8 and I loved it. The sound was just hypnotic. Everywhere you went, people loved it too, and it brings back some memories.
It's one of those cars where you can have the air conditioning on and you can't even feel the power loss, you know?
No. It's got the displacement and the power and the torque, and you don't even notice it. I can see why you love this as a daily driver. It's just so comfortable. It's fast when you need it to be. It's got the power. It's got the space, man. Ultimate daily driver. I love it. Next up, we've got the 1982 Mazda RX7 FB Series 2, man.
What's up, man? This is a 1982 RX7. This is my first RX7 that I got. Had it for about a year, and since I've got it, I've lowered it, and most importantly put period correct wheels on this one as well. 13-inch Rays Volk mesh wheels, custom lips for these as well, and my friends at HPC powder coated the centres as well. It's Illusion Cherry Red. I went with that because I saw a red mini bike in front of this car and I realised it really went well. Suits the off-white and the red pinstriping. The interior's also got red striping, which is really cool. I love the white and red combo, and I think the cherry red's kind of reminiscent of old school JDM culture. They love their cherry red, you know. Yeah, well, put a lot of work into the interior in this car. New carpets and a full hidden sound system. I love my music and I love cruising with my sounds going. Massive shout out to my friends at Zeroflex. They hooked me up with this sweet as little subwoofer and also the speakers and the 5-channel amp. I've got a Bluetooth dongle hooked up to it. I'll show you that in the glove box soon. Sick as little sound system. These are a small car, so they don't actually need much to fill them up. Here I've got the hidden amplifier controller, and down the back's the Bluetooth receiver. So it's just AV'd straight into the amp. So that way I'm able to retain the OG looking stereo on here. Nothing's messed with, so when you first glance into the car, you pretty much just see this OG looking interior, but really it's got this Bang & Olufsen sound system all hidden. As I say, new carpets. I've taken the seat covers off, put them through the washing machine to give them a good clean up. Fixed up all the little broken pieces, and I got a new old stock shifter boot for it. That's the original gear knob. I've restored the steering wheel, sandblasted the spokes, given them a nice coat of paint. Just little things like that. Just trying to keep this thing looking nice and original, but really just tidy, you know. Like, this is a really nice, usable, classic car. I love just jumping in this thing. You can cruise, it's quiet. The 12A engine's just stock standard for now. We're going to Bridgeport that, don't worry about that. We've even got a nice big 48mm IDA Weber for it. It's all ahead of us, but for now this thing's just a sweet cruiser. Even the AC works. I was just saying to Shane how nice it is to have working air conditioning. Just hit that little button in summer.
I'm so impressed.
Yeah.
So impressed. That's a luxury that I don't have, and this car does. It's so good.
Yeah, let's check out the engine. It's pretty sweet. This is the engine, full stock standard 12A. All I've done is just give it a little clean up. I've rebuilt the alternator. You can see that the paint in the engine bay is actually a little bit sad. There's some rust where some like acid and stuff's been eating the paint off. My plan is to whip this engine out. I'm going to Bridgeport it, put a 48mm IDA on it, get it all looking sexy as, and then repaint the whole engine bay, bring the whole thing up to the standard of the rest of the car. So I think it really deserves it. And I want this car to be fast, because the only thing letting it down right now is it's so slow. There's the secondaries. That's everything it's got. 100 horsepower, baby.
Such a fun car to ride in. We're just saying how comfortable the interior is. Like, you know, for a car from the early 80s, the seats are comfortable, everything's in a good position. It was really well thought out, and this is just such a good cruise car. You can jump in it and go. It has enough power to have enough fun. Awesome, man.
Right, it's a bit different, Shane. You got a nice little heavy duty clutch there.
Yeah, see, I feel at home with this clutch. That's what I'm used to.
Very docile car though. I've actually got the carburetor wired up for mechanical secondaries. It's not vacuum secondary. So what will happen is you want to be getting the revs up a bit before you give it full throttle.
Okay.
Because otherwise it'll flood, you know, it'll give it too much gas down low.
You're right, the driving position in this is like really nice, and the seats are good. Like, you wouldn't know this is an early 80s car. Like, this is comfortable than more modern cars that I've driven.
Electric windows, pretty cool in the middle here. That's very cool. My favourite thing about this car is that everything in the interior works, all of the controls, heaters, everything, you know.
And that's actually huge, because with modified cars, the reality is these things go by the wayside as you modify them. You know, like, people used to remove aircon out of everything when we were building drift cars or putting front mounts in now, and now you just wouldn't even think of it. It had working aircon. Like, I've got to go through the process now of getting the aircon working in my cars, which is way harder than removing it.
You can flick the headlights on, man. You want those little pop-ups going. Just turn the stalk, yeah.
Oh, there
Classic.
we go.
Classic.
There we go.
The full experience.
Oh, this is so good.
It actually pulls pretty good. Like,
it really does. Like you said, it has a perfect amount of power for the size of the car and the weight. Like, and these were sports cars, and it feels like a sports car, you know? It handles nice, it rides good. Still such a good car for its day. Like we were saying before, this may be an 80s car, but designed in the 70s. To have this sort of technology back then was unprecedented. They were ahead of their time.
I'm a mini bike manufacturer. You've seen these in the background of the video so far. I'm an engineer by trade, machinist and toolmaker, and about 4 or 5 years ago when COVID hit hard, I decided, hey, I've actually got to start my own business and make things work from home. More of a necessity than a desire, but obviously I've got a passion for engineering and I fell back on that. I bought myself this little lathe here, which is nothing amazing, but it gave me a tool that I could use my skills with to make some money from home. I found this house which had a big enough garage that I could make it work from home as well. That was a big step in establishing myself. I also got the milling machine shortly after that. It's another cheap machine, but it's very full featured and it does everything I need it to. To this day I've maintained these 2 machines, and along with a couple of welders and some other simple machinery, I've been able to form quite a well-rounded, capable little machine shop, general fabrication and whatnot. When I come up with the mini bikes, that was like just a fun thing. I started building these cheap and cheerful ones. They were basically a replica of a True Test New Zealand made mini bike from the 70s, and I went ahead and just redesigned the whole thing, went through every single part, made it better, stronger, faster, whatever. Full focus on like, how can I make these myself? So I incorporated processes that I knew I could do myself here at home. The design for that has been mostly unchanged for 4 years. This is a lesser sold model now. They're really only a 4 or 5 a year kind of thing. Over the 4 years that I've been doing this, my business has actually developed into quite a high-end motorcycle manufacturer. This bike down here is one of the latest bikes I've built. This is for a customer in Australia, as most of my customers are, either Australia or the USA. I'm currently exporting around 90% of my bikes. I do about 50 bikes a year, and this here is pretty much the epitome of what I offer. It's basically called the Fat Boy model. This one's a custom, and it's fitted with the Sachs Rotary engine. You guys have figured out by now I love rotaries. I love them for what they are, their novelty, the linear power, the rarity. This bike here is a replica of a kind of Holden Monaro. The customer that ordered this has one of these Monaros, and he said, hey look, I want it to match, so we did the houndstooth on top, just like he's got on his Holden seats. I made my own decals for this bike. I've got a vinyl cutter now. So I'm doing as much as I can in-house so I can control the quality and just, let the creative juices flow as, best possible. So again, we started with something cheap and cheerful, and today we're at something pretty high-end like this, which is, these are world-class mini bikes. I'm in a niche that's really, really small. I can only name 2 or 3 people in the world that are offering custom bikes to this level. Again, people seek me out from all around the world to have me build something like this, which is essentially their dream mini bike. I've done 170 mini bikes to date, and no signs of slowing down. Things are growing, bikes are getting flasher. We're supercharging them now. We've got choppers, we'll show you that soon. Johnny down in Palmerston North has designed a really nice V-twin engine using 2 Honda cylinders, custom crankcase, billet rods. They're a sick engine. They're going to be available soon, bespoke to Hustler, so you're only going to be able to get them in a Hustler mini bike. So what we're working towards is full custom bikes, as many custom parts as possible, full control over the process, and just basically creating our own New Zealand made motorcycle brand with our own engines basically. And that's the dream, is to have, this get pretty big. At the moment I'm still a one-man band, which I absolutely love, because of the way I work. I'm a bit of a creative, neurodivergent type person, and I really appreciate my own space and just sort of peace and privacy to get on with what I love doing, and I found that here. Yep. This is a supercharged rotary chopper that I've built. The whole thing's custom made. I'm incorporating some high technology here with 3D printed aluminium. I'm quite a CAD modeler myself, and this is something that I really enjoy doing, is modelling up these parts, having them printed, bringing my ideas to reality. I was challenged to do this by a customer, and this is the second bike I've done. Another guy saw it and he said, hey, I want exactly that. So I've gone ahead and copy pasted it. I call this the bad boy chopper. No, I don't know. I think it's got a Springer front end. Everything about this to me is just like everything cool I can think of that you can incorporate into a mini bike. I mean,
Sissy bar on the back too.
yeah, like
so good.
I don't know. We're going for the full retro chopper look, and I think I've nailed it. It's something I'm really proud of, and these are the coolest things that I've ever built, to be honest.
Oh, the supercharged rotary and the full custom frame, like this is awesome.
Yeah, the V8 engine that I was speaking about earlier, which is just an incredible little unit. As I say, Johnny from Palmerston North, Odds and Ends Machining. Odds and Ends Engineering. He's an incredible machinist down in Palmerston North, and he approached me and said, look, I think I can build this little V-twin engine. I think you could use it in your chopper. And I was like, dude, crack into it. Like, can't get them soon enough, you know? Like, I love shit like that, and I'm so pleased with how it's going. He's got the first production engine ready for me now. This one's just a prototype, but the full-on production unit is electric start. It's got like beautiful finned aluminium covers and stuff. It's just a work of art, and I'm so proud to be able to offer stuff like that, because you know, it's Kiwi manufacturing at its finest. You know, it's a dying art, and we're just trying our hardest to keep it alive. And man, we're exporting this stuff around the world as well, which is so cool. You know, we're trying to put New Zealand back on the map, you know, because in my opinion, New Zealand's lost its way a little bit. They've let go of making cool stuff, I reckon. There's a handful of people in New Zealand still doing cool shit in the automotive sector. You know, like Jeff's Emporium making the little steering wheels, and you know, B-Speed Engineering doing the valve covers and things like that are just so cool, and it's putting New Zealand back on the map, I reckon. Working on it at the moment. It's just a prototype, but it's a turbocharged rotary. We've got a tiny little RHB31 here, tiniest turbo you can buy. You can see these white plastic pieces are parts that I'm developing. I'll be 3D printing these from metal as well. We've got a exhaust here feeding the turbine, so it's a rear mounted turbo, and we've got a pretty wild looking little exit there on the exhaust. I've kind of merged the wastegate and the exhaust turbine outlet there.
Oh, so, that's so
you know,
cool.
it's just the thing's just going to be screaming, you know, like this thing's going to be so loud. But my customers love that sort of stuff, and you know, I can't wait to see if this works well. I know this will be popular with my customers. The only limitation is the lack of supply of these engines. Going forward, obviously we'll be working with the V-twins more. I hope to be able to fit superchargers and turbos to the other piston engines as well.
What an awesome way to spend a morning, checking out Hustler Mini Bikes and his collection of cool cars, man. Getting to driving them and riding them, man. Some world-class engineering and fabrications going down here, leading the world with the mini bikes, man. You know I love to see it. And if you love to see it too, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and you know we'll keep the content coming.